Welcome to Sabrprints2A. That's right. Thank you for having me here. Hopefully, you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. We're going to be talking about what's going on in Russia and in Ukraine. We're going to talk about all the bullshit that's been happening on IG or the BS. Come on. You guys know. I know you guys been wanting to talk about this. I know a lot of you can't, especially on TikTok or Instagram or whatever will get monetized or whatever. I don't care. I'm not monetized. I ain't getting paid for this, so I don't care. You know, I started a new Instagram, Sabrprints2A. And since I hadn't really followed anybody or anything, the first thing I started seeing a lot of was actually all these damn kids, bro, dancing, making videos, and not just in the US, everywhere. Korea, South Korea to be specific, India, Mexico, everywhere. These kids, all they were doing was dancing, dancing. And these are teenagers, right? A lot of them probably are about to be 18. And if we end up going to war, what's going to happen? They're going to have like dance battles, right? Bring it on type of stuff, right? Come on. What are the kids going to do, really? Like I said, are they going to have a dance off? Like I said, these guys are fighting bears, man. Like real bears. Like they're training in the snow, hitting each other, wrestling. Like this is not a joke. While our teenagers, our kids, our future is stuck on tik-tok. tik-tok. I tried TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. I said, hey, maybe I could post my 3D stuff and get me an audience. And I just got stuck. And the more I was on TikTok, the more time flew. I look up and I'm like, damn, I already spent an hour on this. And then I look the post that they're posting and it's garbage, man. Honestly, I mean, there might be some good stuff, but most of it is garbage. Most of it is stuff that's not going to help these kids. And there's kids that are watching this stuff and they're under 10. To be honest, they're under 10. And this is what's scary. And yeah, Facebook is scary. All social media is scary, but TikTok is the scariest one because it's just making these kids' attention spans way shorter. Because remember, these videos are fast. So you don't even scroll. I think it automatically, once the video is finished, it goes to the next one. And all they're doing is just, like I said, watching dance videos. Even when the pandemic was around, everything was about dance videos, right? These nurses were saying that these hospitals were full, people were dying around them, but they had time to dance to this destruction. Just like Cali. If you don't know who Cali is, check it out. This podcast is going to be totally different, man. This is going to be my Sunday rant. It might come out on Monday so you guys could hear it at work or maybe Sunday afternoon, but this is going to be the Sunday rant. It's a little bit all over the place at the moment, but I'm going to talk about a lot of political stuff. So if you are PC, politically correct, move on, bro. Podcast's not for you. Because we're getting to the point where we ourselves are censoring ourselves. We got to the point that we're so scared that we don't even know it anymore. We're like, man, should I post this? Nah, I don't want to offend nobody. Screw that, man. This is America. We have more freedoms than a lot of people do. People don't understand that. People might say, oh, this place is messed up, this and that. But you know what? I'm first generation American. I come from immigrant family. And I'll tell you, my family has done so much in this country that they couldn't have done in Mexico. So you're right that I am proud to be an American. Do I love where my parents come from? Yes, I do. Because if it wasn't for them being born there and seeing how messed up it is and them coming here wanting better for me, I wouldn't have been American. But that's another episode. So like I'm saying, this podcast is going to talk a lot about a lot of different stuff. A lot about how everything's super messed up. about how the news is being so one-sided about this situation in Ukraine. Does it suck what's going on? It does. Did they put themselves in that predicament? They did. Why? Because Ukraine has been in bed with the US, right? Especially with the Clintons, especially with Biden, especially with the blue side. Let's put it that way, right? So, if you guys don't know, Ukraine had a issue where the United States had a coup in Ukraine in 2016. So this guy that's in charge right now of Ukraine, if you guys don't believe me, look this up. This is online. He was a actor on a soap opera show in Ukraine. And what character did he play? Can anybody guess? Let me tell you. He played the president of Ukraine before he was a president.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's correct, man. It's correct. That's what he played. He played the president of the Ukraine in a soap opera before he became president. They're so blatantly disrespecting us, saying how dumb we are that we will not search anything because now the new search engine is Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I don't even mess with Facebook. You know how I knew I needed to stop messing with Facebook? As soon as my family in Mexico knew what was happening in the US, before we in the US knew what was happening here. I'm like, I'm done. I'm talking about like family situations, right? Soon as my aunt started requesting me, I said, nah, bye. Bye. And yeah, so like I'm saying, this show is going to be really different. I'm going to try to edit the mic and the audio for this podcast, but I will get a better microphone. Like I said, I bought a microphone and it wasn't good, so I'm going to return it and I'm going to get a better one because I believe you guys deserve the very best. But yeah, so that's what I was saying. I mean, this Ukraine stuff is crazy. Another reason, to be honest, why this is happening is because Russia's seeing that the U.S. is weak at the moment. Have you seen our president talk? Our so-called president? Have you seen the shit show that's going on in the capital at the moment? It's bad. It's bad. So when they see a country as weak, that's when everybody attacks, right? Just like the big bad wolf. You know? He saw that those three little pigs had a messed up houses, so he attacked the two first, waited till the last home to attack because that one was made out of brick. And he couldn't, but let's stop jumping around. So that's what I was just talking about. Like, did you guys, what's going to happen if, say, this actually ends up coming here, or let's say Biden decides to send troops to help Ukraine or the Ukraine border, because I think he's doing that now. What are these kids going to be doing? See, this war is something, the Ukraine-Russian stuff is something we have never seen in our lives because everything's being put on social media. All these people are saying, we pray for Ukraine, we pray for this, but they're only doing it because they know that they're going to get likes. They know they're going to get views. You know what I mean? That's the most insane thing that's going, like, this war is different. But then again, a lot of the pictures you've been seeing are not current pictures. I think there's pictures where the Ukraine president is dressed up in military attire. I guess that's from last year, I believe, when he was going around the borders to make sure they were safe. So you need to do a lot of research because a lot of the stuff that's being presented in the media is not true. Even the airstrikes, I believe, were from a video game. Like I said, this podcast is gonna be different. I'm gonna talk a lot about stuff like this. I'm also gonna I'm gonna have interviews. My interviews are gonna be more one-on-one. So the podcast side, Sabrprints2A Show, that one is gonna be the podcast. We're gonna talk more stuff like this. Whatever you guys want me to discuss, send me a message, send me an email. Instagram, Sabrprints2A, Twitter, Sabrprints. You'll find me there. And let me know what you want me to talk about because I have a lot to talk about. I'm not a super university type of education type of guy, but I'm self educated. You know, I do my research. I do data analysis. So you need to believe when I say I do research. You know, that's my job, data analysis, data analytics, whatever you want to call it, web scraping, collecting data and seeing if what's the problem and how we could fix it. Pretty much like Snoopy. That's what I do. So yeah, I was just in awe when I saw these kids dancing. All they were doing was dance battles, dance TikToks, dance. And this is the future of the US. This is not just the future of the US, this is the future of the world. So this is scary because now these kids are going to believe whatever TikTok, whatever Twitter, and the problem is there's a lot of bots. A lot of these followers are not real, they're bots. And I think people don't know. If you want to win the narrative, you have to push the most information. So this is war is about information. We don't know if it's real, we don't know if it's fake, but you know that Russia has like a whole cyber hacking team, like works like it's like the new type of KGB, but they're online. So if you guys know anything about the Cold War, it was bad. A lot of people say, well, we didn't have a war. Well, it wasn't. It was a war for our minds, for our hearts, for our informations. KGB, the Russians, they know how to get into certain areas with spies. They could have gotten a baby, brought him to the U.S. since he was a kid, and molded him to be a spy. And now this Russian spy is working for the U.S. government. This stuff is real, man. You guys might see that, like the Americans. Why do you think they show you guys this stuff? Because in order for you to get away with certain things and not get karma, you have to tell people you're gonna do stuff to them. It's just like, why do certain places have the stand your ground law? Because you have to shoot them in front of, like in their face. You have to be like, hey man, leave or I'm gonna shoot you. Then you shoot them. You get away with it because you're telling these people. Same with it. That's how the world works. If I tell somebody, hey man, get out of my face, and he doesn't listen, and I keep telling him, get out of my face or I'm gonna hit you, and I hit him, I'm not gonna feel bad. A lot of people are gonna be like, hey man, he warned you. He told you to get away from his face, get away from his personal space. You didn't listen. So that's how they do it. They tell us in movies, in shows, social media. So another thing I feel that's happening right now is they're trying to measure our reaction, right? They're trying to measure, see what happens with Ukraine, because guess what's next? China and Taiwan. And you think the U.S. putting sanctions on Russia is gonna help? It's not. Russia moved a long time. I think since 2006, the Russia has been moving into the gold standard. So a lot of their cash, they've been converting it to gold. So a lot of the banks, they use crypto too. That's why there's gonna be another show about crypto where I'm gonna inform you guys on what type of crypto is great for you, especially in the 2A community, especially if you're like a prepper or you don't really have faith in certain banks. That's gonna be the next episode. That's all I have to say. It's a dance revolution type of. You see, that's a game type of lifestyle now, and it's scary because if Biden does send troops to the Ukraine, we're gonna get a bunch of weird TikTok. A bunch of these kids are gonna get in trouble. They're gonna be taking pictures, posting everything that's going on. That's how they're gonna get defeated. Because the spies are gonna be watching that stuff, and these kids are gonna be posting their barracks, posting their location. They forgot to turn off their location on the picture. Anytime you take a picture, if you don't go in your settings and delete your location destination, it has metadata inside the picture, and somebody could get your picture, put it on a program, and say, oh, this is where this picture was taken. And now that iPhone has that new thing that you don't even need to take your mask and it scans your face for facial recognition, that wasn't done for your safety or for your, oh, wow, thank you. Now I don't have to remove my mask. I could stay safe because what happened to COVID? COVID disappeared. As soon as we had a conflict, COVID is gone. And then at time of peace, COVID comes. That's how they're going to control us. Oh, we're in war. Control us to fear. Oh, we're not in war no more, but COVID. Stay locked down. Don't talk to other people. Because what happens how did the revolution start? You had to go to a secret pub and everybody had to be together and discuss together because you would look at each other's face and you could tell who's lying to you and who's talking to the enemies. Online, you don't know who the enemy is. Feel their energy. We can't see their facial expressions. It's harder. They could tap mail. They could intercept our mail. That's why they're doing all of this. But if we become smart and learn how to use a tool that they gave us against them, that's where the power lies. Thank you guys. Have a great Monday. Be safe. And remember, this is the Sabrprints2A Show. Be safe.